My name is David, and I'm going to talk to you about England today. We're going to focus on three main subjects: European families, religion, and the state. The reason I've chosen England is because since I was a child, I've had a wild fascination with it. Its civilization has gained so much from the English culture. If you think about the Magna Carta, we still pull things from that today, such as the right to a fair trial for all people, and that no one is above the law. So these are truths that we still hold very dear today. Um, First, family. The people of England in the past married and stayed married. Divorce was very difficult and expensive and took a long time to process. Today, it is seen a little differently. Couples, mostly in their 20s and 30s, are living together and cohabitating without getting married. We also see a stark contrast or correlation with that in America today too. England blog post tells us that about 60% of these couples will eventually get married. We also see in the past couples married before having children. But now, 40% of children in England are born to unmarried but cohabitating parents. Cohabitating couples are also starting families without first being married. Before 1960, this was very, very unusual. But in 2001, around 23% of births in the UK were cohabitating couples, says the Royal England blog post. Trend Monitor says in 1996, around 5.8 million to 15 to 34-year-olds in the UK lived with their parents. This has increased to a peak of 6.7 million in 2014. This is also something that we see in America today too. Next, I'm going to talk about religion. We all know that England has its own church. It's the Royal Church of England. It broke away from the Catholic Church, and now this is the primary Church of England, where the concept of church and state are linked, which is one reason that our Constitution has church and state separate. This represents over 85 million people in more than 165 countries. This holds many of the customs of the Roman Catholicism. It also embraces fundamental ideas adopted during the Protestant Reformation. History.com gives us some facts about the church. The Bible is the foundation, sustains a traditional Catholic order system, including ordained bishops, priests, and deacons. They embrace baptism and communion, so it's very, very similar to the Catholic Church. The Archbishop of Canterbury is thought to be the most important cleric in the Church of England. Each year, 9.4 million people visit the Church of England Cathedral. The British monarch is considered the supreme governor of the church. He or she has the authority to approve the appointment of the archbishop or other leaders. So that's something that you don't see very often in the world today. The Church of England.org says belief in God the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit is the heart of their faith. The Church of England earliest origin dates back in Europe during the 2nd century. However, it is said the church's identity and formation started during the 16th century. This is when Henry VIII broke ties with the Pope in the year 1530s, after the Catholic Church wouldn't allow him to annul his marriage to his first wife, Catherine of Anjou. who didn't produce any male heirs. Henry then declared himself the head of the Church of England. Lastly, moving on to talk about the state. A monarchy is the oldest form of government really in the world. Um, in a monarchy, we know that a king or queen is the head of state. Most constitutional monarchies employ a parliamentary system in which the monarch may have strictly ceremonial duties or may have reserved powers depending on the Constitution. Like I said, the monarchy is the oldest form of government. The sovereign is the head of state and has the ability to make and pass legislation, resides with the elected parliament. The monarch undertakes constitutional and representational duties which have developed over 1,000 years of history. In addition to these state duties, the monarch has less formal roles as the head of a nation. The sovereign acts as a focus for national identity, unity, pride, and gives a sense of stability and officially recognized success, like if he was to knight someone or she was to knight someone. I hope in listening to this speech, you have learned a little more about the United Kingdom. One more fun little fact about the United Kingdom is if you're a Game of Thrones fan, the War of the Roses is where George R.R. Martin said that he got the idea for the Lannisters, who were the Lancasters in real life, and the Yorks, who were like the Starks in real life. So I thought that was a very interesting fact. Thank you.